Well, hey friends, welcome back to the channel. It's been about 2 weeks since we did any filming out here in the apiary, and that's because last weekend, today is Sunday, July 10th. Last weekend, July 4th weekend, we pulled 5 medium supers of honey off and extracted. On that same weekend, our friend Thomas from Free Range Art Farm on YouTube, if you haven't checked out his videos, definitely do so. He's an awesome beekeeper. He came down with a couple boxes of his honey supers, and we helped him extract his honey for the year. And then the next day, we did about 5 boxes of our own. But didn't do any filming of any of that or work last weekend. So we're out here today, and we've got some chores to take care of for the bees. We still have a lot of honey supers on. We're not necessarily super focused on those this week. I'm expecting that will be another 1 to 2 weeks before the majority of it is, fingers crossed, hopefully ready to pull. We're just kind of waiting for some frames to be finished, capped out. But today we need to move the queens in the queen castle there on the end into 5-frame nukes. And let me spin you around. We need to go into hive number 7 here and do a few things. So hive number 7 was requeening. We went in during the honey pull to see if that was successful, and it did not appear as if they had requeened. The brood boxes were starting to get honey bound. It did not look like they were leaving space for a new queen. We saw no eggs, no larvae, and no sign of a queen. And because we had them tore apart, instead of waiting maybe another couple of days and tearing everything apart again, we went ahead and did a newspaper combined with our California queen. So that's why there's technically 4 brood boxes on there now. So we need to go through this this brood nest. We need to open it up with some new comb and get some of the nectar bound stuff out so that she has plenty of nice room to lay. And we also need to make sure that there's a queen in there. Hopefully the queen that we installed last weekend is doing well and is alive and in there. But that's the goal really for today, is to sort this hive out and get the queen castle queens into their into a permanent, or well, not a permanent home, but a 5-frame nuke. Give them a little bit more space than the 3 frames that they currently have. I don't anticipate going into anybody else today. We do have hive number 6 here. They are also requeening. During a previous hive inspection, the queen must have gotten killed, or something happened to her somewhere around the last time that we were in that brood nest. So they're requeening, but this weekend would be the first possible weekend to see signs. But because if we didn't see signs, we would still give them another week. We're gonna give it another week. So next weekend, we'll tear apart 6 and check on her. We have quite a bit of maintenance coming up across the apiary. Once these honey supers come off, we're gonna be evaluating brood nests pretty closely, looking at the queen and the pattern, looking at the laying space and seeing how pollen bound or nectar bound any of them are starting to get. Once we've done the harvest, we'll have plenty of drawn comb that we can use as needed to clean up some brood nests. And I know that's going to be the case with Pink. Their brood nest needs some help. And like I said, hive number 7, we're going to be doing that today with some of the comb that we've already spun out. It's all sitting, the top boxes right now on all these hives are spun frames from the previous honey extractions we've done. Now, the foraging activity has been strong. So a few weeks ago during a hive inspection, we had a lot of robbings taking place or starting. We had very angry and upset bees. Then when we went in to pull honey last weekend, we were all ready for robbing. We had towels and covers, and we're working quickly. Nothing, no robbing, no angry bees, and the foraging activity, in my opinion, coming out of the hives has been pretty strong. So I'll be very interested to see if any of these hives over the last 7 days have put anything in those top boxes, because I know those are all spun frames that went back on them. So if we start seeing nectar in some of those frames, we'll definitely know that there's still something out there and the girls are working it. But like I said, we haven't really been too deep into the brood nests for quite a while now. And I'm starting to get the itch to get down in them and really take a look at the frames, the quality of the frames, the quality of the brood, the condition of the nest, to see if we have situations where brood nests need to be opened up. We have a real tendency with our bees that the bottom the bottom brood nest box usually gets pretty loaded down with pollen. And I know the one hive got pretty loaded down with nectar in the brood nest while they were requeening. So and the other thing too is we're right getting into that window of mite testing and treating if necessary. So there's a lot of reasons why we're anxious to get this honey finished up, pulled off, extracted, so that we can really start evaluating the hives and getting them set up for the remainder of the summer. So kind of enough jibber jabber for now, friends. I'm gonna go ahead and Christina's gonna join me here in a minute. We're gonna get set up. I need to find a box of comb that I can take and use for this. So I'll be kind of popping lids to see who's got their frames cleaned up nice and maybe hasn't put anything in them. And then we'll probably get set up and start going through the queen castle. So hang tight and we'll be right back. So the goal here is to, now on both ends, we know we had successfully mated queens. So the goal here is to go through each of those and transfer them into 5-frame nukes. Give the new queens a little bit more space, and to continue to build up in the event that, or whenever we want to do something with them, whether we need them in our own apiary later this season to requeen somebody, or kind of whatever we decide to do with them. Are you looking for her? Oh, there she is, right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there she is. All right.
Oh, honey, go back down in there.
Or we could keep them kind of like they were.
Oh, this is not a bad brood pattern at all.
She's like, don't come to the back. Yep, here's another one.
No cells.
Yeah, I'm not gonna see.
Okay, good.
A little bit of stores. Probably continue to keep them. Like there's a good number of bees in this one too.
Frame looks nice.
Yeah.
Got a little dome of honey there, and brood pattern doesn't look too bad.
This one has more food. That other one was just all brood.
Now, let me show you guys here. There's that new queen's pattern. Nice looking frame with some stores. And those empty cells all have, oh, there's the queen.
You're like, I'm not seeing her yet. You're like,
I'm gonna put her in the box.
oh, she's in on that frame.
Yeah,
okay.
she's on the frame.
I thought you were looking over my shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, and then another beautiful frame of brood in any of the open spots. They have, she's got larvae in all of them, so that's good. All right. All right, friends, so we got everybody moved around. I think we're gonna pause here for a second, and I'll get you set up for the teardown of hive number 7. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start on hive number 7 here. We need to get all these supers off and stacked off to a side and covered, and then start going through these brood boxes, seeing if our queen that we put in last weekend is still in there and alive. And then the bottom 3 boxes we need to get sorted out with some fresh comb, and then try to condense back down to 3 boxes.
Yep, this one is full of eggs, so
All right, so
we
let's
should be good.
see if we can't find her. And for
Yeah, I suppose it'll make it easier.
all right, so we have eggs, so we know there's a queen in here, or one that's been in here very recently. Now our queen that we put in here is marked. It should be. We've done a lot of shuffling this season. I think this still should be my California queen. She's very dark, and her yellow mark wasn't done very well, so there wasn't a lot of that left. So by this point, it's hard to say if she's even still marked.
We got a capped queen cell.
Uh-oh.
All right, this is a nice frame of comb that she can lay in. Yeah, more space.
Well, that's good then. I mean,
Yeah.
if they're good boxes, we just keep them intact.
Well, because I've done a lot of swapping out, so. I mean, this one is a bit more calm, but it's still space. You can see through it a bit. I mean, it's still getting dark, but like, if you use Parks' test, like, you can still see through it. I mean, this is a little bit more. There's some drone comb. There's some eggs, I guess. I think she's laid that actually, so. This is plugged full of pollen.
Yep.
So this nuke right here is what if you want, maybe you want to take it over there, but this is what I started from, like, extra stuff that we don't know what to do with yet. Yeah, I mean, I think this is okay. I think we just need to drop, if we drop one, actually, I could take a frame from this box drop one. I guess this is one frame.
Yeah, because you got one sitting here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a brood one, so we'll drop this in here. This is the second frame. She's got a decent bit of space in here.
We want to make sure as we rebuild that both ends have pollen and nectar frames set up on them so we don't take all this.
Yeah. Alright, this is in the middle, full of pollen. No, there's, I mean, I don't know, that's probably pretty plugged up.
You want to give it a good shake. I'm starting to take all those beans with me.
Yeah, same with this one. I don't know how many I actually need to pull now. This one I guess has space, so
I guess start rebuilding.
yeah.
Oh, I'll go through that one because that one should be a good laying one. It shouldn't be.
Pretty plugged up with pollen.
Shake it good. And then smoke them and start rebuilding. All right, so Christina and I went through, as you saw. We cleared the brood nest up and made sure that our queen, which we did put eyes on, has plenty of good frames to lay. We removed, I think, it's about 8 frames, so yeah, full box of stuff that was either pollen bound or nectar bound, or comb was really dark and old. So I'm feeling good about where this brood nest is at. Now, they did have what appeared to be a single supersedure cell. We made the decision to go ahead and remove that supersedure cell. We put eyes on the queen. She is laying up a storm, lots of eggs. So at this point, we decided to go ahead and remove that supersedure cell. If they do want to supersede her, they of course will build another cell and follow through with that. But we're gonna leave these girls alone. They have 2 probably of their 4 supers that are on here. I'm guessing that we will get at least 3 full boxes of honey off of them. And maybe even a couple more frames. I don't know if we'll get 4 full boxes, but it'll be close. All right, guys. I'm gonna finish cleaning up here, and then we'll wrap this video up. All right, friends. That's a wrap. All in all, not a bad day in the bee yard. Not a ton of work. We took the 2 mated queens from our queen castle on the end and got them moved into 5-frame nukes. So they're over there kind of figuring out the orientation and finding their way to their new home. So we'll leave them like that probably for the week, and then come back out and take the queen castle completely offline and take it back in the garage. And then hive number 7, we went through the entire the entire stack, got them condensed back down to 3 brood boxes. Really kind of cleaned up that brood nest with a bunch of pollen-bound frames, some nectar-bound frames, some old comb, put some fresher comb in there, some good laying space for her. So all in all, pretty good feeling about that. That makes me feel better to get them squared away. And then put their supers back on them. We did see our marked queen that we did do the newspaper combined with, so she made it through the recombined. There was a single super procedure cell, it was capped. We went ahead and made the decision to remove it. If the bees want to supersede her, they will build a new one. But otherwise, feel pretty good about that. We're not going to touch anybody else this week. Next week, Christina or I, we're going to come out, and number 6 here is also in the process of requeening. Now, we could have torn them apart to look this week, but it would be at the very early end of a laying queen being in there. So we made the decision that let's just give her one more week to get situated and settled, and then we'll go through it and look for that new queen. Hopefully she's going to be there. And then we can put them back together. And that's really it, guys. We are hoping to do our kind of major honey pool harvest here in 2 weekends. Probably let them go next weekend and then one more week, and then try to get them off that weekend. That's really late. I would like to have them off now, but they're still capping, and that's how it is with our bees. It's always been like that. It takes a little while for everything to get capped out. We usually run way into July before we can get it all off, or most all of it off. So we know that. We have pulled about 7-ish supers worth of honey this year so far and extracted, which is great. We have honey available on the website, and we're going to be taking some honey down to the store in Old Town to put on shelves later today. I have to go in after this video and get cleaned up and then start bottling and labeling. So yeah, guys, that's kind of where we're at right now with the season. Like I said, we'll be back next weekend. Hopefully I'll get some of that on film, but if not, in 2 weeks, we'll maybe set you up and when we go in to do the major pull. There's definitely a flow here right now, and I think there has been a flow coming. I don't think it's super strong, but it's enough that we're not getting the robbing, we're not getting grumpy bees yet, and I'm seeing fresh nectar in some of the comb that we extracted and put back on them last weekend. I mean, not a lot. I mean, I don't think we're going to fill supers up and get extra boxes of honey, but there's definitely a flow on here. I know some places it's pretty shut down, but they're finding something in our area right now. So that's good. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. Hope everybody's well, healthy. Hope everybody's bees are doing great. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting, and we'll see you back real soon with another video. Take care. Bye.